Well, hello there. Did you know that you could get a cameo for me to give to your loved ones as a present? I live in the UK, so I can film from a dustbin, a phone box, a sweet shop, or even my front room on my chair. It's the perfect gift for anybody that you have absolutely no feelings for and couldn't give a shit. But anyway, book a cameo today, and I'll get to it whenever I can be bothered. Bye! Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. Now what can I say? What can I possibly add to the discussion? What has not been said by multiple reaction channels already regarding Foodie Beauty? Well, she has very rapidly got to the bargaining stage of lifestyle changes. She's making deals with herself. She's compromising. She's playing Russian roulette with her health, basically. But we knew this. It's not news. It's not a scandal. It's nothing shocking. We knew this was going to happen right from the very beginning, based not just on history, but on the attitude right from the offset. So, let's look at what the future holds for Foodie if she continues to try and do this without professional intervention, shall we? Let's concern ourselves with the most obvious future scenario, which is the untreated diabetes. Now, Foodie's going to say she's treating her diabetes, whereas we all know that Foodie is using her diabetic medicine as an excuse to continue eating crap, because while using the insulin and the metformin, or whatever it's called, her levels are considerably lower than they would be should she not be taking it, but are still significantly higher than is advisable. She thinks she can eat whatever she wants as long as she takes the insulin and the medicine. Whether she actually genuinely believes this, or whether this is a very big denial thing, I don't know. It's all a question of how ignorant and stupid do you think she is. I mean, I think she's ignorant and unintelligent to a point, but do I think she's that ignorant and intelligent? No. Do I think she's that stubborn? Yes. Do I think she's that defiant? Yes. Does that make her ignorant and unintelligent? She's an idiot. She's absolutely an idiot. That's all I can say. So, let's find out what happens to people who do not treat their diabetes, shall we? Right. This is the complications of uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. Now, I'm reading this, although I've researched it, because I don't want to get anything wrong. Okay? Here's some of the complications. Diabetes that is not managed well can lead to an increased risk of bacterial and fungal skin infections. Delightful. Diabetes-related complications can cause one or more of the following skin symptoms: pain, itchiness, rashes, blisters or boils, styes on your eyelids, and increased inflamed hair follicles. The most important thing you can do, apart from managing your diet obviously, is keep your skin clean and moisturised, and keep an eye out for any injuries such as bites and scratches from your cat, who obviously doesn't like you. Okay, diabetes that's not properly managed can also increase your chances of developing several eye conditions. Glaucoma, which happens when the pressure builds up in your eye, cataracts, which occur when the lens of your eye becomes cloudy, and retinopathy, which develops when blood vessels in the back of your eye are damaged. Over time, these conditions can cause vision loss, and the only way to prevent that is early diagnosis and treatment. So, right, about a year of the watery red eye now, is it? Alright. Half of the people with diabetes will have some form of nerve damage, known as diabetic neuropathy. The symptoms include tingling, burning, stabbing or shooting pain, increased or decreased sensitivity to touch or temperature, weakness, and loss of coordination. Autonomic neuropathy can affect your digestive system, bladder, genitals, and other organs. The symptoms include bloating, indigestion, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, loss of control of bladder or bowels, frequent urinary tract infections, vaginal dryness or erectile dysfunction, dizziness, fainting, increased or reduced sweating. It can also affect your joints, your face, your eyes, and your torso. High blood glucose levels that are not managed can also increase the strain on your kidneys. Early stage kidney disease usually causes no symptoms. The late stages, however, will have symptoms such as fluid retention in the body's tissues, such as edema, loss of sleep, loss of appetite, upset stomach, weakness, and trouble concentrating. And then there is heart disease and stroke. According to the CDC, people with diabetes are twice as likely to die from heart disease than people who don't have diabetes. Also, bear in mind that all these symptoms are for unmanaged diabetes and don't take into consideration the consequences of being super morbidly obese. Okay, the warning signs of a stroke are numbness or weakness on one side of your body, loss of balance or coordination, difficulty talking, vision changes, confusion, dizziness, and headache. The warning signs of a heart attack are chest pressure or chest discomfort, shortness of breath, sweating, dizziness, and nausea. So tips for managing the type 2 diabetes is obviously monitor your blood pressure, blood glucose and cholesterol levels, stop smoking, focus on nutrition-dense foods and limited foods high in saturated fat or sugar. Work towards reaching a moderate weight. Take your prescribed medications and seek diabetic education. Well, there's not much that we can say about that particular nugget of information. So, what else has Foodie got to look forward to? Untreated diabetes can lead to serious, even life-threatening complications. Again, this is not taking into account Foodie's lifestyle and being super morbidly obese plus. Complications include heart disease, kidney damage, peripheral neuropathy, which is nerve pain, vision loss, loss of vital bodily functions such as with your kidneys, a need for amputation of toes or feet, diabetic ketoacidosis, low blood sugar, mental health problems, and nerve damage. Aside from all the diabetic stuff, which in itself is a big deal, let's see what the consequences of immobility are. Immobility can lead to a number of side effects, including infections, including pneumonia, which the body may be too weak to fight, an increased risk of blood clots, back pain and other sources of debilitating discomfort due to extra pressure in the spine, dehydration resulting in fluid and electrolyte imbalance, increased blood viscosity, which increases the risk of DVT and PE development, nausea, indigestion and gas due to metabolic changes, bed sores, which are a common side effect of being unable to move from your bed in any place where consistent pressure is at risk. And then there is the complications of being super morbidly obese plus. And these are hypertension, hyperlipidemia, heart failure, metabolic syndrome, ischemic stroke, increased chances of cancers including breast cancer, greater risk of depression and other mental health problems, and an overall decreased quality of life. Statistically, it has also been proven that people who are in the super morbidly obese plus category have a very short lifespan and very rarely make it to the age of 50, more often not 45. So I want you to picture this as your future, foodie. Imagine a queen bee or ant. You know, that little tiny head and shoulders with some arms attached to that humongous larvae pulsating disgusting mass. She is immobile. She cannot survive without the help of others. They have to feed her, they have to clean her, they have to toilet her. She is a huge pulsating mass of immobility. She smells bad. She is desperately, chronically unhappy. She has no quality of life whatsoever. Not only is she a prisoner in her own apartment, a prisoner of her own bedroom, a prisoner of her own bed, she's a prisoner of her own body and a prisoner of her own mind, which is a horrific thought. That will be you if you're lucky and don't get all the various diseases, comorbidities and other side effects which will be painful and make things even more unpleasant than they are now. And do you trust Salah enough? Do you have 100% confidence in him and believe that should you get to that point, he will look after you? Or even if he does look after you, will it be adequate enough? I mean, say you get to the point of immobility while you're in Kuwait, that's it. You're stuck. You are stuck in Kuwait, in that apartment, for what is left of your life. If you wise up and decide to go back to Canada before complete immobility sets in, you have a fighting chance at least. You're going to let yourself do this until you're immobile in Kuwait, and then, for want of a better phrase, you are absolutely fucked, and not in the good way. If you are not legitimately scared about your future, which you probably aren't because you decide, you have chosen not to even entertain the thought of looking ahead, you have written your own death certificate. We, reaction channels and the general public, can talk about your lack of willpower and how you keep failing until we're blue in the face, and you know all this. But the bottom line is, you are going to die. It's as simple as that. You are dying.